cannot believe who we have here, and she only lives like not too far from here. Her name is Anna Goldsmith, and she's a rising pop star. And she's from a little town here called Innisfil, which is a couple of hours from here. I've been there, really know a few friends down there. And she's collaborated with, now you all know that I'm half Dutch, and she's worked with a Dutch composer and producer by the name of Jan Jansen. I think it's pronounced Jan, I think. Jan Jansen.
Yeah.
And if you hop on over to the description to her YouTube channel and check out her new single, Go, it's excellent. She's got one of these unique voices. So
Thank you.
now I'm going to mention that the twosome, her and Jan, met through Instagram and have teamed up to release originals such as Follower and Miracle, and covers that include One Way or Another, which is a Blondie tune,
Yeah.
our favorite group, and Father Christmas by the Kinks.
Thank you.
All right,
I'm
everyone.
excited to be
So
here.
it's very nice to meet you, Anna. Could you give us a
It's
little bit
nice
of
to meet you too.
backstory of who you are and why did you decide that you wanted to be an up and coming rising star, aka singer songwriter?
Yeah. So my name is Anna Goldsmith. We figured that out. And I'm a singer-songwriter. I'm 15 years old. And when I was a kid, I always I'm a people person. And so I would always be like learning more things about people. And I feel like that's one of the things that actually inspired me to be an artist because I feel like I want to inspire other people because I've had people in my life that have inspired me, like my mom, obviously. Gotta love the parents. Um, but also just like stars like Lady Gaga and all that kind of thing. I feel like I've been inspired by so many people, and that's what I want to do. And also, I've always loved music. And I remember I love to tell this story. I tell this in like every interview because when I was 4 years old, I was in the car with my mom and I was listening to Pearl Jam song. And a giant like long guitar solo came on, and by the end of it I was like, man, mom, that guy knows how to play guitar. And so I was like 4 years old and I was just like loving the music. And yeah, that's kind of what really sparked all of it because I've just always loved it. Like it's always been my thing.
Um, but yes, and when I was watching Go, I'm thinking this probably took you quite a long time to build up to its final song. Can you give us a little bit of how you like your songwriting process? What's your favorite part, your least favorite part, and how do you
Yeah.
feel when the entire song is completed?
Okay, so what happens is Jan will send me a track and I will write my own lyrics and my own story. But what I like to do to start songwriting, because I have like several songs just in my notes, like on my phone. And what I do is I just sit down and I learned this technique actually from a class that I did where I write how I felt about the day before. So, like, today I would write about how I felt yesterday and things that happened yesterday that I noticed were interesting. Like, even if it was just about like scrolling through Instagram and seeing somebody's page that I thought was cool, like I can talk about it. And then I naturally just write in poetry because that's like, songwriting. I guess I'm just used to it. But I'll just write and do brain dump as what happened the other day. And that's really how my songs come about. And it doesn't take me that long because my brain goes really fast and I talk kind of fast too, which might not be great, but it's okay. um, but I'll always I'm go, go, go. And so when I'm writing, I just have all the ideas at once. And so it takes me like um, an hour sometimes, and sometimes it takes me like 2 days. It really depends on how um how my day went actually because sometimes I'm really busy and I can't just focus on one thing. But yeah, that's what the songwriting aspect of it is. And then making the video was a lot of fun. It's so much fun to make videos. And I feel like it's kind of at that point, like you said, like when I have it all finished, it's like chef's kiss. Like it just feels so good with the song. And then like the video is kind of just like a party, you know what I mean? Like I feel like, oh, I did the song, it's perfect, it's just the way I like it, I recorded it, it's awesome. and then I get to go just have fun and run around a park. That's basically what I did the whole time for the video. So
It's a terrific song, and I can't believe you actually wrote the lyrics and you also recorded the vocals. What do you think is the
oh, thank
most
you.
difficult part, writing the lyrics or the recording a vocal?
I feel like for me, writing the lyrics is more difficult, but honestly, I just love doing both, so it makes it a lot easier for me, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like when you love what you do, like, it's so easy, like, it's just simple and perfect, it just works. And so with, writing, it's sometimes difficult because you get writer's block, right? Like, I have a lot of ideas, but the problem with me also is I wanna put them all into one spot. I like to just all my ideas, and then it's like, that's not a song, that's like a whole life backstory, and calm down. And so sometimes I'll have to like go back and take things out like along like even the course of a week, because oftentimes what happens is like I'll write my song and I'll finish the song in like 30 minutes or like an hour or whatever. And I'll be like, this is perfect. But then I'll think about it throughout the week and I'll be like, I need help. And so like I'll just figure it out myself and I'll pick out things that don't work. And then yeah.
Very talented. So Go is about fake people and being yourself, and it's being
Mhm.
strong and not giving in to the pressures all around us, which is good. You need that
Yes.
because as soon as you're older, you're gonna be glad. You're gonna look back at your 15-year-old self. So I'm so glad I understood that. Um, but I know that there's so many negative influences around us, especially on social media. And
Yeah.
did you have to request permission from your parents to at least be on one of these social medias, or was she like? How old were you when you were allowed to use a social media?
It was always like kind of a iffy like topic with my family because my mom and I we actually went and we watched this guy, I totally forget his name, but he is a um he worked for like the government. He worked for like the government and he's like a technology social media expert. And so we go to some of his like talks before I got my social media because my mom wanted to let me know like, hey, this is kind of how it works. Like you need to remember that all this can happen. Just be really careful. But what happens is that I have my public Instagram and that's the majority of what I use. And for my public Instagram, my mom and I like we co-run the account. So like I make
Good.
all the videos and stuff and I'll be like, I want to post this or whatever. But she'll like she like obviously approves everything and does a lot of like the posts and I do most of the reels kind of thing because it's still very the internet's a scary place and I know obviously a lot of people know this, but yeah, and also with my following, like we're always checking who follows me because um we don't like we want everybody to be included, but we just want to make sure that I'm safe also because that's like a main priority, right? We don't want Anna to go missing. And so, that's how it works. And I feel like that's good. We're safe.
Yes, be safe and always contact someone you know, and always have a password. Like make sure that you
Yeah.
come up with a password. So someone comes up to you and say, "Yeah, your mom sent me to pick you up. What's your password?"
No,
I
no,
had to
no.
do that with a friend of mine. You got to know these
Yeah.
things. Um, and it's a really wonderful little quote you have here. Um, I want my fans to see through all the fake and unreal and be happy with themselves as they are. I don't want them to feel badly about themselves because they don't live up to the fake lies portrayed online. Can you go in a little deeper and explain that one?
Yeah. I feel like when I was a kid, I got bullied a lot, and so, I know how it feels to have, like, peer pressure. I know how it feels, like and so many people know everybody, literally everybody knows how it feels to just see somebody doing great things and then feel bad about themselves because, like, "Whoa, this person's, like famous. Why am I not famous?" Like those are ridiculous questions to ask ourselves because I feel like we're all put on earth here for a reason. And I want everybody to know that like it's everybody's living their different story. Even the person who's famous and is up there doing all the things, they could also be like, whoa, I wish I had a day where I could just sit at home and just chill. You know what I mean? And I feel like sometimes I feel that way because I'm go, 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 as I said before, right? Ha ha ha, song title. Go. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like I feel like when I see people who are doing cool things and everything, I think to myself and I'm like, "Oh, I wish I was up there doing that." But then I also think about it and I'm like, "It's just not my time yet." You know what I mean? And I think that's really important to think about because you shouldn't feel bad about yourself because other people are cool. Like you're cool too. You know what I mean? And I think it's important for people to know that because it's difficult not knowing who you are, but we're all kind of trying and fighting our own battles. And so I think that's really important.
Yes. So, can you tell me, how do you know when you've written a good song? Is it the melody? Is it the lyrics? Or is it because, well, I wrote it, so it's a good song? Mm.
That's a good question. I feel like I honestly like for myself, I get a feeling about a song. Like if I'm just like in the car one night and like this happened to me this year. Like I was just in the car writing songs. It was like the middle of the night. We are getting home from an event, so I was like really tired, not okay. I was typing on my phone, just writing a song, and then I wake up the next morning because I thought it was so good. Obviously, I wake up the next morning and I read what I wrote, and I'm like, is this English? Like it obviously it was, but it was just not great. And I don't know, I don't really know how I noticed. It just I feel like I have to be in the kind of not super tired and a little loopy because I was just out all night. Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like I know I've written a good song just because I get like a really good feeling about it. You know what I mean? It's kind of just instincts, honestly. Like, because if I'm being honest, I could probably release like a really bad song and not realize it by this logic, I guess. But I think that's not gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I know when I have a good song, and it's also something that I enjoy listening to. You know what I mean? Like I know I've written a good song when I like listening to it because also I feel like we're all our biggest critic. So I feel like I know when I can listen to the song without being like, why did I do that? Then I know it's a good one.
I feel that's too. Like, Go is a good song. Now, have you ever heard of Imagine Dragons?
Yeah,
Now, do you know when you hear like a group like Imagine Dragons, or maybe I don't know the older bands and Supertramp or anything?
yeah.
Is there a song that you would not want to listen to after watching after listening to it the first time?
I feel like sometimes, like obviously we all like our own songs kind of thing, and I'm the kind of person that has like changes of genre, like what I listen to. Like sometimes I'll be listening to just rap music randomly in the middle of the day, and then it'll be like the middle of the night, and I'll just be listening to like the most sad songs, devastating pop songs ever, and they're like I feel like I like a lot of different genres of music when I like the artist and the way that they work. Like when I respect the artist, that's what it is. When I respect the artist, I like their music. But when I'm listening to music of artists that I'm kind of like, I have a bad feeling about it, I'm like, But that's might also just be because it's not my kind of music. You know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm the kind of person that loves like rocking out and I like just having a good time. And so sometimes I'll listen to those sad songs, but on some days I'll be like, what is this? Why is this in a playlist that I have? But I respect all the artists that I listen to. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of the newer stuff, and I'm like, I like this.
Yeah.
I like this, and
Yeah.
I like that song by Jike called "Golden Hour." I didn't like it in the
Yes.
beginning, and I'm like, I hate the song. And then I thought, wait a minute, and then I had this really cool bridge, and on this golden hour, I love that one. And I'm like, I love that song. You don't
Yeah.
know whether you like it until very end when you're like.
Yeah. Like a lot of the time, like when I choose if I like a song or not, also, uh, it needs to go through the blasting in the AirPods test. If I can like listen to it like full on in my AirPods, then I know it's a good song. But if I'm like, this is dry, I do not like it then.
So is it correct that like the Go we know was written because the experience that you went through? But how did you and Mr. Jensen put it together? Like how did I know you did the vocals and lyrics, but how did
Yeah.
he put the music with it so jived?
Yeah. So what happens is that he'll send me a track. So it comes, and I usually like write a song to well, I don't know where my fingers are to the track. There we are. It's like I usually like I'll have my words in my poems on my phone. That's why it really works for me, because then I can listen to the track and I can do little bits of tweaks and that kind of thing. But and also I can tweak the track if I want to too. If I have a solid song and then he sends me a track that doesn't really go with it, I'm like, hey, can we change this and this? But like it just we kind of work together. We message each other, talk about things, and then I go record at Mix 11 Studios, which is awesome. And it's an awesome time there. I really like it. And I record and I get like some, do my vocal warm ups and everything. And then I send it back to him and he mixes it. And then song is born. Yeah.
I like the song and also the song Shine as well. So
Oh, thank you.
tell us about that one.
Yeah.
And it's all available on all streaming platforms, including Go.
Yes.
So can you tell us a little bit about Margot Hamilton, your the vocal
Yeah.
lessons you took from her at age 9? How did you know that this is something you want to do? Maybe you wanted to be a lawyer or a fireman or flower girl, whatever.
Yeah, I actually this is a little bit of a cute story. I was in piano lessons when I was 9, and I was doing piano for a very long time, and I overheard singing lessons that were happening next door to me. Like they were just like it was a couple rooms down like a hallway, piano, singing. That's how it was. And I asked my mom, I was like, I thought the people who were singing were so cool. Can I do singing lessons? And she was like, okay, like if it lines up with your piano. And I was like, okay, I want to do singing lessons. And it actually lined up with piano perfectly. I got to go play piano and then I got to do my singing lessons right after. And which was really awesome. It's kind of like a miracle because, another song title. It was kind of like a miracle because I just, I don't know, it just all worked out kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like it was really awesome, and I really loved it. Like my first lesson, there was like a recital a couple weeks later, and Margot has helped me like so much in my singing career. Like she's my first vocal coach, and I love her with all my heart. She's so amazing, and I just she really inspired me because I feel like she works really hard at what she does, and works hard for all the kids. You know what I mean? And that's why all her kids do so well. And so I take a lot of inspiration from her because she's so dedicated to what she does, and I think it's amazing. um yeah, and I literally like 2 weeks after my singing class, I was in a recital and I was singing a song, and it all worked out. And so that's really what words. That's really when I knew I love to perform and I love to sing for people.
So who do you think had the better instruction? Was it Margot Hamilton or was it Lorraine Lotson?
Well, honestly, different times, different people for different times. I feel like I really, really love Margot, and she helped me so much with my theater career, and I do a lot of theater stuff with her. But Lorraine is more pop vocals, so I learned more of my pop kind of different kind of thing there, and yeah, different people for different times, but I love them both.
In addition to your musical endeavors, I see that you're volunteer with youth-centered groups needed
Yeah,
support to at risk. Can you give me a little bit of
yeah,
an
Youth
idea what you
Haven.
do, and
Yeah.
is that safe for you? Like not like dangerous felons, but just regular people and need help, like disabled people?
It's what it is Youth Haven. I work with Youth Haven, and what they do is they help homeless youth in the communities, in our communities. And so I'll go to events, and I'll there's this thing called the Barrie Waterfront Festival, and last year I think that's what it was. There's a lot of festivals here, but I went and I helped out there, and I helped with the current event that they had going on. There was like a spinner and everything, and I got people to donate and that kind of thing. And I also helped with them. We did a Krispy Kreme um, fundraiser during Christmas, which was a lot of fun. And it's just so important to help other people. I feel like that's what I want to do through my music, and it's awesome that I can actually do it in real life. Well, my music is real life, but you know what I mean. I can do it with on a more personal level as well.
Do you have other songwriters and help people
I
want to
feel
help
like
you write other songs?
I feel like for me, I I really like writing my own stuff, and I feel like because I really need to feel it, you know what I mean? I'm an actress as well, so I feel like I could act it, but I don't want to act it. I don't want to feel it all the time. And so especially with Go like and Follower, those and all my songs, all of them I feel fully. You know what I mean? And so I think it's really important for me to write my own music because I love collaborating with other people, and I think that's also important. And I think at some point in life, like, I would love to collaborate with other artists, and I would love to like write and see other people's input and that kind of thing. But for me right now, I think it's important for me to write my own stuff because I have a lot of um emotions that I feel like are easier for me to put across through my music. And so if I like, it's difficult for me to talk to other people sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm an outgoing and a confident person, but sometimes talking about your feelings with people is difficult. And so I think it's kind of like gives that singer-songwriter vibe. And obviously I'm not just here for the vibe, but I'm here to vibe, not here for just the vibe. Ha ha ha, I'm funny.
I
Um
love that, Anna. Singer-songwriting vibe. So do you believe that you need a gut instinct to play in your decision making when it comes to writing songs? Like, if so, how do you know when to trust your gut and when to second guess it?
yeah. I don't know. Actually, I have no idea how I do it. I just go for it. That's kind of where my mindset right now. Like, it's summer break for me, and I'm kind of at the point where I'm like, I'm just doing everything. I don't care what happens. It is summer. I am going for it. And during school, even, I'm just gonna go for it because I feel like I'm here to have a good time, and I think especially with my songwriting, I want it to work, but I know it's gonna work when I feel it good, when I listen to it. Like, and if I'm singing it, I feel good when I'm singing it. If I don't feel like, oh, that sounds a little funny, like if I feel like it's like, oh, it's a little weird, like why did I put that in there? No, girl, take it out. Like, I like feeling good and I like making other people feel good. And I think that's when I know that music is good.
Excellent. Hey, when you wrote, for instance, Go or your other songs, did you have like a writer's block? And if you did, how did you overcome it? What did you do just for like you come to a bridge and the bridge is
Yeah.
out, but you need to get to the other side and you eventually think of a way to get to the other side. What would your thought processes be to overcome that situation?
Yeah. I usually what I do when I writer's block, if I need to write something and I have a deadline or anything, what I'll do is I'll go for a walk and I'll look outside and oh my gosh, I think it was one of my acting coaches that told me this thing, or maybe I don't know, or a therapist. I honestly don't know. Honestly, by the way, coaches and therapists very similar. Just saying. That like they know. I'm not saying like they have a degree or anything, but girl, they know what they're talking about. It's true, but I feel like I take a walk and I count things. So I'll be like, how many birds do I see today on this walk? How many like lawnmowers do I see? Because like my neighbors are mowing their lawn. And I feel like the more you see outside, the more you see inside yourself. And that's what I learned. And I think that's so important. And it sounds like very wise and majestic. You know what I mean?
Very, very interesting, you know? And so, yeah, I use a lot of hands. I get really passionate about what I talk about. But yeah, I think that's really cool. So I go outside on a walk, I see how much I can see outside, and then it helps me write about what I'm feeling inside.
That is amazing. I actually like that people say you shouldn't be saying amazing too often. Okay, well, it's extraordinary. How about that?
You know what? I repeat words all the time. It's because they're good words. It works.
I know there's a lot of songs that I listen to that I would never write. You know, do you have an idea of the
Like
worst song that
the worst song that I've written, I don't know. I feel like I do love all my songs, but I feel like, there's after I write a song, I think of like, oh, I could have done this a different way, kind of thing. And so it's not that I don't like it, it's that, oh, there's another way to do this, and this would have been cool. I feel like I've thought that, I guess, about Follower probably. Um, but I think I still love Follower, and I do love all my songs. It's just sometimes I think, oh, there's another way I could have done this, but it's all right, whatever. It's a fun time, you know?
Do you have a specific audience in mind when you write your songs?
Yeah. Honestly, just anybody that wants to find who they are and feel like themselves and have a safe space to be themselves, because not a lot of people have had a safe space to be themselves. And I think that's really important. And I think my audience is just people who are looking to find who they are and help others find who they are.
Yes, I totally agree. So, what artist or type of music influence your decision to like when you write a song? Do you think, okay, well, Gordon Lightfoot wrote a song like that, so I'll write this like that, or do you just say, you know what? I like this the way that Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons wrote the song Demons, but I'm gonna write it with the same sort of form of genre in mind, but I'm gonna put my own lyrics to it. Like, would you ever write a song like Demons?
I feel like, I don't know. I think it depends on my mood, honestly. I'm inspired by a lot of artists because artists are literally inspirational people. You know what I mean? They're awesome. Artist people are great. But I feel like I write stuff like, I love Paramore. Paramore, love Paramore. I love Avril Lavigne. I love Ashley Simpson. And so I feel like those people really inspire my music, and I feel like I have a similar vibe to those people. Like I feel like my vibe is like Paramore, like Haley, like I've got that vibe. And I think that's really cool because that was actually a recent realization, because I feel like Paramore, they came in concert and I didn't go see them, which I was so sad about, but I had an exam the next day, so it's fine. Um but I like I feel like we have similar energy, and I would love to like open for Paramore or something. That's like a really big goal of mine. Um, Same with Avril Lavigne. Like they're all just such amazing artists, and I think I take a lot of inspiration from them, and it just comes out in my work. Like it just comes in my art, you know?
Can you give us a little bit of an idea of why you wrote Miracle? I know it's about finding your true self without putting others down. We talked about that, but why was it called Miracle? Did you have another title in mind?
Yeah. Well, I call that song Miracle because in the words it goes, um, I put like, but I'll be fine. Like it's like, but I'll be fine. And so simple words. What? But I feel like when I think of but I'll be fine, I'm like, why will I be fine? Maybe there's a miracle. Bam what? Title. That's basically how I come up with titles. I just get excited about a word, like the dopamine. It's just like, ooh, extra dopamine. I like this word. And so then I put it on a song, but it does mean something because I feel like some of my lyrics, like everyone's watching everything you do, each step you take could ruin you. It's all right, it might be okay. Life's overcomplicated in a different way. And that's my lyrics. And Miracle is just kind of more about the way that I found myself in the song. I found my miracle. I'm believing in miracles. You know, I'm believing that it'll be okay. There's going to be a miracle. And by the end of the song, we should feel like a miracle has happened. You know what I mean? Like, oh, I'll be okay. And that's a miracle in itself. And so that's why I titled it Miracle.
Yeah. Love the cover of you. Looks like angels' wings in the back. It's awesome. So
Thank you.
Shine is bursting with messages of hope, solidarity, support, and
Yeah.
unwavering camaraderie. And I don't know how someone your age would even know that word. Anyway, Shine exemplifies singer-songwriter's flawless vocals. Yes, your vocals are flawless. When I was listening to your vocals, I was
you.
thinking, oh my goodness, what unique talent.
Thank
You
you
ever
so much.
applied for Canadians, was it Canada's Got Talent?
I applied once, but I didn't end up getting in, but I think I'm gonna apply again at some point. I feel like I'm not really in my competition era right now. I feel like I'm wanting to focus more on making more music, that kind of thing. Like I would love to sing in Canada's Got Talent. That would be awesome for the stage and the performance experience. But I feel like I'm getting a lot of experience outside of that, and I'm meeting a lot of new people as well. And so I think that yeah. I lost my train of thought.
That's fine. What do you feel about performing? How do you deal with anxiety?
Yeah. So basically, I get nervous when I perform. Like it doesn't even depend on where I'm going. I always get so nervous. I'll be backstage shaking, but I tell myself, you're gonna do amazing. You're going to do great. It is okay. You're with people that want to be here to see you. They're here to have fun. It doesn't matter. You're gonna let them and make them have fun. Okay? Even if they're having a bad day, you're gonna make them have a good day. And I feel like it sounds like a lot of pressure, like you have to make an audience have fun. But it's not that I'm like pulling it, I'm kind of just pulling it out of them naturally. Like I feel like I have a lot of energy and I burst when I'm on stage. I feel good when I'm on stage. I feel safer on stage most of the time than I do off stage. Like when I'm on the sidelines, I'm more nervous, like on like waiting to go up. I'm more nervous than I am when I'm up there because when I'm up there, I know people are there to have fun because I'm there to have fun. And I feel like when you're a performer, if you're there in the mental state that you want the audience to be there in, like, I'm gonna have a good time, then the audience will be like, I'm having a good time. You know what I mean? Like you have a lot of power when you're up there. And so I think and you can help a lot of people. That's what I'm doing, you know what I mean? And so yeah, I think that's really cool. It helps me get over it because I know that hey, I'm here to help these people and I can help people like whatevs, you know?
Are you sure you're 15 and not 35 or 40? Because you're very intelligent there.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure. 2007.
Um, do you actually sing with other young performers? Like, do
Yeah.
you feel a lot more confident when you sing with someone who's your age than you do with someone who's like 30 or 40 who's well established? Or
Well, I feel like we're all artists. We're all doing the same thing. You know what I mean? Like I feel like obviously I'd be like crazy nervous if I went and I got to sing with like Avril Lavigne. But I when I think about it, I'm also like, well, we're all artists and we're all in different places. Like no matter how like high up you are, you know what I mean? Like we're all traveling through our own journey. Just even like regular people, like it doesn't even matter if you're an artist. We're all going through our own journey even at school, like I'm gonna be more nervous talking to my teacher than I am gonna be talking to this kid in my class. You know what I mean? And like that kind of thing. And so I feel like it's similar with just artists because we're all creative people and we're all here for the same thing. Like at school, we're all kind of here for the same thing. But then um I don't know, like just nervous around different people. But I think it doesn't really matter because we're all kind of there to have a good time.
yeah, you're there to have a good time, and you got to make sure that your name is put out there as well.
Yeah.
Because where would you find yourself when you're at least 21? You have more albums, more singles. You want to be singing with the
Yes.
best. Yeah.
Yes. I want to be
Yes.
like stadium stages. Like right now, I actually have a gig on the 23rd at Youth Day Toronto. And then also on the 24th, I'm performing at Onion Fest, and which is a local thing, but it is a lot of fun. And it's a music like it's like music festival slash carnival kind of thing. And I'm really excited about that because I am getting to perform in front of new people. Youth Day, it's gonna be like crazy huge. I'm so excited for that. And I just love being there and performing and just getting to like feel the vibes. Like it's just so empowering that like all these people are here just to have fun, and so are you. And that oh, it's so good.
But do your family celebrate Canada Day? Like, do you like watching the fireworks?
Yeah, actually, yeah, we do that most years. Last year we didn't. We didn't do that last year. But we do celebrate Canada Day most of the time. I feel like we're focusing on like Canada Day last year we were focusing on helping people and supporting people who have been to residential schools, because that's a really big problem, that kind of thing. Because
Mm-hmm.
I feel like that's right now, like I do celebrate Canada Day. Oh, that was a stutter. But I feel like on Canada Day, there's an issue that's going on. I wanted to focus on that kind of thing. And so that's what I was doing last year. And this year, I don't think we're celebrating Canada Day this year either.
Yeah, we have the big fireworks down here. We have one
Yeah.
just up the road here and one up the road there. And so last year I was up here, and now I'm going to go down here this year. And but yeah, well, you're quite an amazing, intelligent young youth singer songwriter. What's next for
Thank
you?
you.
Do you have another album coming out, or are you just taking it easy for this summer?
Yeah, so this summer I have a lot of performances coming up. So I'm really focusing on those right now. But I do want to come out with EP and just like a small album, I think. And I'm working, obviously, I'm always working on songwriting, and I want to release more music. I think I'm gonna release a couple songs for the summer, and it's gonna be a lot of fun. Like I'm just here for the summer. I'm here to have fun. That's my mindset. And so I'm kind of going where the world takes me. If I'm here to write another song, I'm here to write another song. If I'm here to perform, I'm here to perform. They're both really fun, and I'm really excited about it.
Do you see yourself in musicals at all? Because I noticed you did a version of Maybe This Time by Cabaret.
Oh yeah. I also in starting up like my singing career. After I worked with Margot, I did um community theater. That's what I did. And I really do love
Um,
community theater. It's just so much fun. I'm such a theater kid. Um, I do love theater, but I feel like I've been focusing a lot on my own career. And I actually auditioned for a community theater show this year. So that was a lot of fun. I don't know yet, but we'll find out soon. Um, but yeah, it's just I like being involved in that kind of thing, and I like meeting new people. And so I feel like this summer, it's my summer to try new things, meet new people. I actually joined a recreational soccer team and like drop-in classes, and you just go and play a game. I've never played soccer before. So that was new, but I actually ended up having a lot of fun. I feel like I'm here to try new things this summer, and I think I'm here to help myself, help my career. Like it's gonna be awesome. So I'm very excited.
Exciting. Do you get recognized a lot?
Not really. Like I feel like sometimes it's mostly like my friends that listen to my stuff. I feel like I don't really get recognized in like a public setting. I won't be like in the mall and somebody be like, "Hey, she does music." I feel like that's why I'm going to more performances this summer, and I'm trying to release more things because do more like self marketing, I guess you could say, um, because put myself out there more.
Yes, definitely. Um, so my favorite musical, well, it's Jesus Christ Superstar, but my all-time favorite musical is Dear Evan Hansen. The song
Oh
"Only
yeah,
Only Us." I love singing that one. That's a great one. I always find someone to sing the first part, and then I would sing Evan's part, and then "You Will Be Found" is another one of my favorites.
yes, you
So I sing
will
a
be
lot of,
found.
yeah, yes. I love to be in a musical, and I'm thinking like
Yeah,
I like Wizard of Oz,
yeah,
and
you should try it. It's fun.
did you see the awards the other day for musicals?
Oh no, I couldn't. I was out doing stuff. I know. I wanted to see them. But I know I really love the musical and Juliet, and I know that's like my favorite of all time. It's a jukebox musical, but it's not a regular jukebox musical, babe. Like I saw it in Toronto, so I was in England when it was all happening, like all the new stuff was happening. But then I so I saw the posters everywhere and I was like, that looks like a cool musical. Then it came to Toronto and they were doing it in Mirvish. I saw it, I like fell in love with it. That was like everybody has fun. Almost like so many songs got standing ovations. Like that doesn't happen. Like sorry, I'm holding like a skateboarding tool. Sorry, that doesn't happen. But but like it's so amazing and so inspiring too. It's amazing and it's funny. It's just so awesome. And a lot of the actors from the Toronto one that I saw went to Broadway. And so I actually saw it when it was on Broadway as well. I traveled to New York with my mom because we both love it so much. We traveled there to watch it on Broadway. And it's so crazy, all this stuff. But so many of them were nominated for awards. Like it honestly crazy. Like the costumes were nominated for awards. The music, all like the music, like the arrangements and everything were nominated for awards. Like everything was nominated for awards almost. Like it was crazy.
So what? So you have experience with trying out performances, musicals.
Yeah.
Is it something you feel like you want to do, or is it something you just saying, well, it's not for me. I'd rather just be a singer-songwriter and sing?
I think, okay, here's my thing. I'm a really big performer, right? And I feel like that's my thing. Like I love performing, and I think I love singing and songwriting right now. That's a lot of fun, and I really do love it. That is what I wanted to do. That's the main goal. But I also really do love theater, and I think my thing is I'll do theater kind of for fun on the side. That's not my main focus. I feel like my main focus is my singing and my songwriting, but I like doing theater for fun because I just get to perform with new people that I just want to hang out and meet, you know? So I think that's really cool.
That's an understatement, a big performer. You're doing Oops, I Did It Again by Britney Spears. You know how much power is in that song. And Unstoppable. Which was your favorite? Oops, I Did It Again or Unstoppable by Sia?
Um, I feel like Oops, I Did It Again for the vibes, but Unstoppable is a lot of fun to sing. Like, I feel like Oops, I Did It Again. It's like I have a party playlist, and that one is right on the party playlist. Unstoppable is a lot of fun to sing, but I think Oops, I Did It Again is like one of my favorites.
Yeah, but you don't want to be considered a cover artist because you got a lot of covers. You're like Moana, Alicia
Yeah.
Keys. You want to do
Oh,
your own
yeah.
stuff like Shine. So what's your playlist like? Do you sing a lot of covers? Say, okay, this is a song that I wrote. This is another one of my songs. Or you just sing your own stuff and you say, anybody have anything in the audience you want me to sing? And hopefully that what they mention is one you know.
What I do is for like performances, for gigs, it's really casual. I just do cover songs, like I just hang out, whatever. Because also here's the thing. People the whole thing with like putting yourself out there, being an artist and everything, is about having people who are interested to listen to you. And I feel like what I've learned is that you want to sing songs people know and not like and don't necessarily say who it's by, because when you say who it's by, it's like, oh, then you automatically compare the person. But if you don't necessarily say who it's by, but everybody knows it, like obviously everyone knows who it's by, you're still giving credit to the artist. It's just that when you're doing a cover, it's like, especially when I'm performing it, like in a performance, I do a lot of covers because also I don't necessarily have enough material for like 3 hours or 2 hours or whatever. I have 4 songs that wouldn't work out very well in my favor. Just sing them over and over. But I have covers that I really love to do, and I have a certain playlist that I have for them, and a lot of them are songs that people know because people get excited with songs they know. They're gonna want to go and listen. And if like I'm singing like Jesse's Girl, I'm singing that at Onion Fest, by the way, people.
Wow,
Rick
Rick
Springfield.
Springfield.
I
Amazing.
love Jesse's Girl. Jesse's, and I think it's so cool that it's a girl singing it too, like girl. I love that. Um, but I think Jesse's Girl is such a good song. I love it so much. But people are gonna know what it is. Like I don't have to be like Jesse's Girl by Rick Springfield. Like I could say, here's Jesse's Girl. Like people know I didn't write Jesse's Girl. Hopefully people know that I didn't write Jesse's Girl. Like, and everybody's gonna have a fun time and people are gonna pay attention to that. People are gonna see me, hey, they're gonna be like, hey, that's the girl that sang Jesse's Girl. You know what I mean? That's how people remember you. And so when I sing like an original song, obviously I'm gonna sing some of my originals. Not all of them, but I'm gonna sing some of them. And so I think like you can talk about it. Then you can be like, not for too long though, because you don't want to lose connection. But you can be like, if you're like really vibing with the audience, you can just be like, hey, this is my original song, Go. It's about finding yourself, seeing through the fake people. um it's really means a lot to me. It was written blah 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 blah, but you don't want to go on and on, you know what I mean? I want to talk about it a little bit, and then I'm gonna be like, here's Go, and it's always over music, and I'm gonna be like, here's Go, and then I start the song or whatever, captivate the audience by singing the other songs, you know? So it's good to sing covers. That was a thumbs up, by
Yes.
the way, not a punch in the face. And I just went,
Um, I really like your background. You got some vinyl records on your wall there, and then you got posters. Are they of performers?
the wrong way. This is Breakfast Club. This one
Oh,
is the
wow.
Outsiders movie. Those are all my
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
And then my record player right now, on my record, I think I have the Standstills and Fleetwood
Wow.
Mac also.
Oh,
But
my goodness.
then
Wow.
over here, they're just like records that I thrifted. They're mini vinyls. I just thrifted them because they're cute. But
Really,
those the ones over there I actually listen to. Those are my wall ones.
it's amazing background. I like it. I was thinking it was a
Thank
virtual
you.
background, but it's your actual background. That's wonderful.
Yeah, it's my room. It kind of does look like a virtual background. It's not, I promise.
Do you get more people to swarm you? Like my friend Anna is a famous rock star or whatever. Like, or do you just get treated the same?
I feel like I get treated the same. In like I don't lead with that. You know what I mean? Like if I'm trying to meet new people, I'm not like, I'm a singer-songwriter. Nice to meet you. I'm like, I just I'm a whoa. I am myself, obviously. Like I'm always myself. Like that's what I try to do because I want to help people be themselves. But I it's really funny because when I make new friends, I kind of let them figure it out themselves. So I'll be like making new friends with people. They don't know who the heck I am. And it's really funny because they're like, I saw your Instagram last night. And I'm like, yeah. Oh yeah, cool. Which one? And they're like the one with you singing. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. That's great.
You're like
It's like
saying
you're
to a
finding me out
celebrity,
for
you
the
mean,
first
yeah,
time.
I know you. You're in that movie with that girl who loves that guy and you fall off a cliff. Is that you?
I know it's really funny because my friend, like, I'll make a new friend and they'll be like, I think I saw you on Instagram the other day. I'm like, really? What? I wouldn't have done that. Like I don't like mess. I don't really mess around. I just don't. It feels awkward to just say it first thing. Like you know what I mean? Like I don't need to because I'm not like super well known yet. But I will be manifest. But I'm not like I'm. But I'm like still people like can see my Instagram and that kind of thing. Like obviously it's public. It's Anna Goldsmith on Instagram, by the way. But I feel like I think it's funny because because it's awkward to just go up to somebody and be like, I'm basically a singer or songwriter. So, like, I feel like it's not nice. Like, I don't want to go up to somebody and be like, I'm a singer songwriter. Like, I feel like that's a little awkward for me to say. Obviously, I love being it and I totally own it, but I think it's funny when they have to figure it out themselves.
Yeah, I was able to sing at a recital for a friend of mine who's a vocal coach, and after a while, it was sort of like I met all her friends, and some of her friends were really wonderful singers, but I never told them I was a singer too. I kind of keep
Yeah,
humble about that until
yeah, exactly.
until
Until
my
we need
friend
to.
said, he Chris is a singer too," and I went, and they were
Yeah, I
mad.
know
Why
that's
didn't you tell us you were a singer? Oh yeah, like shut up, you know.
yeah, that's what happens to me too. I feel like I'm like it just feels awkward. I don't know why. Like I love doing it and it's what I want to do. But like if I'm making a new friend with somebody, I want to connect with them. And even the whole thing about being an artist is connecting with people. I can't connect with people. It's like this kid that like goes and plays volleyball all the time. I don't want to go up to them and be like, I'm a singer songwriter. Like, why would I do that? I want to make friends with this volleyball person. I want to learn about their interests. I don't want them to just be talking about me the whole time. Like, that's awkward. Somebody and be like, they are cool. They do something cool with their life. Or if they have a cool style, I'm gonna be like, they are cool. Like you see somebody and you think they've done something. And I feel like I feel like I talk like an artist, you know what I mean? And so once you talk to me, like you can probably tell that I do something. You know, like you can probably tell there's something going on there. But I think also just talking to like anyone, I can figure out like, hey, they do something cool, I bet. Like it's kind of easy to tell, but also I think I'm a very observant person, so I don't know.
Yeah, if you like put 100 people in a row,
Yeah.
like was it America's Got Talent where they had like Jonathan Antoine and you never thought that a beautiful operatic voice would come out of his mouth? It's very hard, but sometimes you might be like one of my coworkers, you
Yeah.
know, he worked in a grocery store and then he worked with us. One day I saw him doing this on his lap. And I said, "You a pianist?" I said, "How did you know?" "Oh, because you're doing this on your lap."
I do that
So
too.
so
I'm like,
So I saw a chef, and he was taking his wooden spoons, and he was banging all the pots. I said, "Are you a drummer?" So that's
yeah.
how you can tell sometimes but you don't see someone who plays a flute going like this because people will think this guy's going like this, but just playing a flute like this. So, but usually it'll be like, and I love musicians. I like
Yeah.
talking to them. I like learning about them. So if someone came up to you and said, "Anna, I want to do what you do. I want to be a singer songwriter." At
Yeah.
such a young age, do you have a word of advice for them?
Yeah. I would tell them to be themselves when they do it. Make sure that you're always being true to yourself. Always think of your own, like, uh, and it's not selfish. It's literally self love. And that is so important. Okay. You have to always, because in this industry, especially, you have to fight for yourself. You know what I mean? You have to be there and you have to love yourself because in the end, it helps you love others. It's so much easier when you know who you are to help other people know who they are. And so I think the advice that I would give somebody is just be yourself, and it doesn't matter what other people think of your music until um, it like hurts you. You know what I mean? Like if it's hurting you, then deal with it, but you don't have to stop because you're who you are, and you have to remember that that's the main important thing is you stay true to yourself.
Wonderful. Wow. Three more questions for you, and then we're going to end this because I know you got other things to
Oh,
do. Yes.
tacos for
So the
dinner.
first.
That's what I
So,
have to do.
what is the meaning of life to you, Anna
Oh,
Goldsmith?
loaded question. I feel like the meaning of life to me is to go with the flow, have fun, and be yourself. Those are like my key three. That rhymes kind of. That does rhyme. Had to think about that. But I feel like just being yourself is one of the most important things that you can do. Just being true to yourself. Having fun is so much more fun when you're being true to yourself than what? And then also just like going with the flow, because if you stress about every little thing, like when you think about it, I like to use this analogy. I feel like it makes sense for me visually. When you think about it, pie. Your life is like a pie, okay? And each crumb that might fall off the pie is little events that happen in your life. Oh, you got like an F on your test in grade 4. Oops. Like it's okay. Just deal with it then. But like tomorrow, you're gonna be like hanging out with your friends and not even worrying about it. You know what I
Tomorrow
mean?
you're going
Like
to have
it
to
does.
clean up those crumbs.
Yeah, that kind of thing. But also, like, I'm not saying ruin your life, obviously. Like, that is possible, but you don't need to stress about that every day. You don't need to be like, oh, if I step on this pebble, I am going to have the worst rest of my life. Like, I feel like that's kind of how I think about it because like it's your life. You're there to have fun. You're there for a reason. Your reason is you're going to figure it out along the way. And I think it's better for people in general to figure it out for themselves and be able to just deal not deal with the consequences later. That sounds scary. But that's what I do though sometimes. I'm like, oop, yesterday Anna was a little kooky. Why did she do that? But obviously just be nice to each other, love each other. Doesn't matter who you are. Like just always be there for each other, but also be there for yourself and be able to realize like if I do bad on this, it's not going to make my whole life horrible. Like the next time Like if I got an F on a test in grade 4, in grade 5, if I get another F, like I'm gonna be like, well, I've done this before. I can deal with it. I know what I'm doing. Like all these experiences are happening for a reason, and there's a reason that we're all here. And so I think that's really magical.
Magical, says Anna
Yes.
Goldsmith. Two more. Next one is there any chance that you wanted just to give up?
I feel like sometimes I feel like, oh, I just like, why am I having this writer's block? But honestly, I've always had a drive to do this. I don't know if it's the ADHD or if it's just I love music, but I've always had a drive to just inspire people. And I think that's what I'm meant to do. That's why I'm here. I'm meant to heal people. I'm meant to inspire people. I'm meant to help people. That's what I want to do. And through music, it's so much better because I love music. I love singing. It's where I am. That's who I am. And so I think if I ever have those thoughts, the next day they just go away because I've always had that drive to just help other people. And also, music is just like one of the biggest things in my life. And so I think it's always played a big part.
Of course. And final question, how did you manage to go through the pandemic? What was your
Yeah.
since you couldn't perform or do anything, how did you live your life during that time?
Actually, during the pandemic, I was doing a lot of community theater at that time, like a lot of it. And I did a lot of online shows and I did some social distancing ones. But during COVID, it was really difficult for people. And it was difficult to put yourself out there, but I feel like I actually kind of started up during COVID. So I it was really kind of a blessing in disguise, I guess. Obviously, it was a horrible pandemic, but I think that I learned a lot of lessons from it. And I thought for myself, especially in the pandemic, because I wasn't surrounded by people all the time, which I love being surrounded by people, by the way. So that was stressful. But it was also kind of good because I got to focus on myself and learn more about myself. And that helped me learn more about others in the end after COVID.
What an intelligent person you are. I love it.
Thank you. It was awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Anna Goldsmith, everyone. So we're going to give everyone a treat. We're going to show her video. Go. Boom.
While others smile, I'm feeling vile. Why don't we feel the same? All that they show is pretty in others. Why don't we love ourselves? I've been thinking way too long. Mind caught sinking, it feels wrong. My heart and feet just drag along. 3, 2, 1. I've been scared of just the thought of you, fake and made of the fairy tale you're living through. Need a break, take time, others take it too. Dive till you're
Thank you
Okay,
so much.
everyone. You're welcome. Thank you, everyone, for watching this podcast and learning all about Anna Goldsmith. Okay. Bye, Anna. Bye, everyone.